And welcome in to DNVR Bets Daily. Andre Simone back with my main man, Henry Chisholm. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing spectacularly. Yesterday was a good day of betting. Also a great day for the Avs, and really that's what I'm more interested in.
Really a great day for the Avs. A great day for us. Props to you, pun very much intended, because I think you were quite the good luck charm for us.
Yeah, things went pretty well. You know, when we were talking about those NBA games, we were saying, they're toss-ups, it's 50-50, but the underdogs are plus 180, so just take those. If you hit one, then all of a sudden you're up 0.8 of a unit. What happened? Both those games went down to the wire.
Units.
One pulled out, one pulled up.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Net, right.
Net
Even just going
0.8
one.
units.
I get it now.
And that's what happened. And so we made a little bit of money there.
Okay, that's what happened. We should have had a Thunder win.
I mean,
we should have.
They missed so many late layups. Like, my goodness. It was frustrating. And that could have been big.
Why? I get Luke Dort had gone off for 40 points at that point. But why is he on the court shooting a three to win the game and not Danilo Gallinari? Why? You know who's not getting blocked by James Harden? Gallo. That's not happening if he's on the court.
You know what happened to me yesterday? I threw together just a little bit of like a prop parlay for fun. I had Gallo on the rebounds. I had him like over 5.5 rebounds. He got to 7 in the first 5 minutes of the game. I had him over 17.5 points. Did he go above 4 for the game? I didn't see how he finished, but he was sitting on 4 with 2 minutes left. That was a rough game.
Killed his minutes.
He's gonna get paid.
Yeah, dude. That was an incredible game. So we went 1-1 on that. The Rockies start off horribly, but somehow pull it off. So my belief in the Rockies still comes through on the money line, at least with no unders or Kyle Freeland props hit. But that happens. Then Miko scores. Mac scores. Mac gets 2 points. The puck line hits. I mean, the over was the one thing that didn't hit.
Yep.
I did have Makar plus 300 to go 2 points or more. He just gets the goal. The goal was spectacular.
It was.
Makar was incredible. So really, I mean, the Avs and all those props that we were hounding really came through. Miko over 2.5 shots. That comes through.
Oh, yeah.
So it was a beautiful day. RK has a great saying where, it's just like in football where you need to go 500 on the road and you need to go 600 at home. For us as bettors, when our home teams are winning, we need to go 600. When our home teams are losing, we need to try and stay right around 500. We're more or less able to do that. It was a 4-unit day for me. I'm sure you were around that yourself, though we're not tracking that. I'm now at over 100 wins and plus, over 35 units overall. So it's been a good time, man. Look at those records. Look at what RK and I have managed to do. And I credit you for being a bit of a good luck charm.
Yeah. I'll take that. But, you guys can talk about your records and units. To me, betting is about the moral victories. And I had a massive moral victory yesterday.
What's that?
As we were getting ready for that Rockies game, you'll remember that I pounded the table saying, the Rockies are going to lose this game. Put money on the Giants. Just take it. It's going to hurt. I decided I couldn't put money on the Giants. Wow. I just couldn't do it. My heart stopped me. And guess what? The Rockies came through after that terrible start. They won and validated my decision to put just a little bit of faith in them. And to me, that is worth more than the money I made yesterday.
Well, that is the corniest thing that's been said on this show, and we've said a lot of nonsense on this one, So
I play more.
Congrats to you. You're a record breaker in every way. Young Hank making me proud at every turn. Okay, brother, we did well in the NBA yesterday. Now we've got a massive game 1 for your Denver Nuggets. I'm rocking my somber shuffle.
I will be later.
We're ready to do this. I hear there are rumors that our latest drop Nuggets shirt is coming in today as well. So big time stuff. We're going to dig into everything we've got going on, Hank, because this is a big one.
It is.
And the Nuggets are plus 350. I think Jamal Murray's face on SVP said it all when he found out they were going to play the very next day and not get an extra 2 days of rest. I can understand why the Nuggets, being a little gassed after Game 7, are this big of underdogs. But it's the playoffs. It's the bubble. the Clips sometimes marinating in the bubble. I don't know if that's the best idea. This is also a team, one of 2 reported teams that voted to leave the bubble last week. Paul George has not been playing well, and it's just a very, very interesting matchup for both teams because it kind of feels like neither team can really guard the other team's biggest strength. And that's, the length on the wings for the Clippers, and it's Jokic down low for the Nuggets.
Yeah, and I totally agree that is how this series should be going, is that it's going to be Jokic on one end doing everything he can do against Ivica Zubac and whoever else they put on him once they realize that isn't going to work.
It'll be Zubac, and then it'll be a lot of doubles as they're trying to play small ball. And that should lead to some triple doubles.
It should. It really should. And what I want to see out of the Nuggets this series that I didn't see enough of in the last series is them not just sitting at the 3-point line. Jeremy Grant just sitting at the 3-point line, wide open. Cut. Get to the rim. Get to the rim. Take that space and get yourself some easy buckets. Don't rely on your shots falling from deep. Get better shots, and you're going to be able to do that when you're pulling all the defenders in. Yeah. And I would love to see them get a little more physical, get in the paint. But also Kawhi, I think this is important to remember because as good as he's been, everything he does is always going to be a little bit quiet. Only 2 players have scored more points per game than Jamal Murray in these playoffs. Donovan Mitchell's the number 1 scorer. Kawhi Leonard's the number 2.
It's incredible.
You're going to have to slow him down.
Yeah, as I was watching that game, Thunder Rockets, I'm watching a game with James Harden, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook in it, and I'm thinking, man, neither of these teams have an alpha closer the way the Nuggets have an alpha closer. The Nuggets just faced one of the few teams that do in the Jazz and Donovan Mitchell, and they're about to face one of the other few teams that do in Kawhi Leonard.
And one of the greats
so
at
efficient.
it.
Yeah. A true killer at the end, and his two-way ability, of course, is second to none. But I really think if Kawhi's on his A game and Jokic is on his A game, and both those guys are exploiting these mismatches they have, this series could very easily come down to simply being the hottest shooting team. And that's what we kind of saw in the matchups between Clippers and Nuggets during the regular season was the team that got hot from the 3-point line typically won the game.
Yeah.
And not having Will Barton will hurt, but having Gary back I think is huge for this series and should even things out. So all that to say, plus 350, yes, the Nuggets are underdogs. This is too good a value to pass up. We were just going through lots of my picks. I'm barely like 500 on some of these picks in the NBA or NHL, but I'm plus 10 units because I'm going after picks like this where I think they're more of a coin flip than Vegas is granting. So,
yep, and that's exactly my thought process. And this is the same thing we talked through yesterday. It's like, what are the odds that the Heat are going to beat the Bucks? I think it's about 50-50. They were plus 180. Put your money there. That's good value. In this situation, I'm not quite sure that this is 50-50, but when it says plus 350 for the Nuggets, they're basically saying the Nuggets are going to win this game between 20 and 25% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I think it's at least 30%. I think that they're better than that. I think that you take the value here. You know, it's tempting to take the plus 9 points. The blowout potential scares me in this game. And I think that now that I've been on the show a couple of times now, people have probably picked up on the fact that I'm more tempted by money lines than by the point spread, in part because it makes it so easy to hedge later on if you want to. But I think that this is another one of these situations where the plus 9 looks good. The Nuggets, I think there's a good chance that if they lose, they're just going to get blown out because they're tired.
Yeah, and I think there will be some load management in this one. That's going to be, make this a little different. It'll make this game just one where, it's if they lose game one, it's not a problem. That maybe that's part of the strategy, and you play the matchups. But there is more of a chance than maybe Vegas is giving them. The question we just had was, what do you think of plus 213.5 at minus 275? I think that's hitting. I'm really surprised that the over-under here was set at 223.5. That's higher than what we had in those Jazz series.
It is. And, to me, I've been really scared by how these games are going. I think one game's going to be the over for sure, and it turns out to be the under. and then the vice versa whenever that's not true. And so I don't know. I feel like I kind of want to watch a game or two before I'm willing to commit to saying this is how the series is going to go. But you have to think that there's going to be a low scoring start considering how these two teams play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think defense will be more of a part of this series than it was in the last one. So I'm really surprised to see that line jump. I do think there's a scenario tonight where the under hits and the Clippers win in kind of that blowout scenario. If you want to hedge your feelings, you can parlay those at plus 135, the Clippers to win and the under. So anyways, and you mentioned the point spread. It's set at +9 for the Nuggets. You can buy some points. We had people asking about 5.5, and you kind of addressed that. Yeah. You would rather take the value with the money line.
That's big value. That's big value.
Buy some points when maybe you're not really getting much, because this is more likely than not going to be a close win for the Nuggets or a blowout for the Clippers, right?
That's exactly what I'm seeing. And so that's why I just say, you see plus 350 on the Nuggets to win, go for it, and maybe be quick to cash out too. Maybe if you see yourself in a situation where it's a tight game with just a quarter left, take your winnings, take the winnings you would have gotten if you had just taken them +9, and go from there. Also worth noting, there's a 33% boost on live bets every day for DraftKings. Yes. And so if you wanted to bet on the Nuggets plus 350, again, this is a profit boost. So you want to use it on some underdogs, maybe wait for tip-off, use that 33% profit boost, turn those odds into plus 470? Plus 470, right around there would be my math. That might be the real move here.
Not bad. Jamal Murray, over-under set at 24.5 points. What do you think?
That's a scary one, just because you don't know how tired he is. At the same time, he has been scoring more than that, and so the easy answer would say, take the over. Newer challenges on defense that I think are going to be tougher. I wonder what he's going to be able to do against some of those guards that the Clippers are able to throw out there. All those guards that everybody's able to throw out there, because at the same time, even if he is able to get past Lou Williams and Pat Bev and all those guys, if he's hot, Kawhi's going to switch on to him.
Or Reggie, and they've got Reggie Jackson.
So many options. Yeah. But I would say the over would be the way I'd lean if you do want in on that.
Interesting. Yeah, that's more of a stay away in game one for me, because I think Jamal's going to get his legs going in this series. Yoke over under 24.5. Thoughts on that?
Over under 24.5. See, I think that
I'm all about Yoke, as my shirt would suggest.
For the Nuggets to win, they need him to go over.
Yes.
I think that this is one of those games. The only way that doesn't happen is if they're like triple teaming him every time he's in the paint and he's just hitting everybody wide open. Wide open cutters, not just shooters. Give me some cutters. But
agreed.
I think if you're betting on the Nuggets to win, if you can find a way to parlay that, I'm not sure if it's in here anywhere, like Jokic over 24.5 and Nuggets to win, that might be a move. That might be something worth putting some money on.
Also, Jokic triple-double plus 400 if the Nuggets were to win. This is really one of those series where I think you're smart to bet this every game, and it hits one, you're more or less going to reach profitability. It hits twice, you're really going to be looking good. I think this is that type of series where that could happen. Yeah. First field goal, always a sucker's bet. I'm not loving the three-pointer.
I'm not either. Minus 152 on...
Look, over 1.5 for both MPJ and Jeremy Grant are intriguing. More Grant than MPJ, whose shot wasn't totally falling there. But yeah, I think that's at minus 110. That's a decent value. Anything you like on this, points, rebounds, and assists combined. 20.5 for MPJ.
I can't quite get there on MPJ just because of the variability in his role in the offense. Not just in his minutes, but like how they're using him out there. I'm staying away from MPJ in game one just because I want to see what it looks like when he's on the floor and try to figure out whether he's going to be playing more based on whether it goes well.
Here's an MPJ prop I will take, and that's over 6.5 rebounds. I think with that forward rotation the Clippers have, he'll have to play enough minutes, and he's been really solid and consistent on the board. So I like that at minus 110. What about this? Jokic assist set at 7.5.
That's tempting, but what might tempt me more is Jokic over 10.5 rebounds. Because I think that now that he isn't dealing with Rudy Gobert, we're going to get that Jokic back that typically is in that 12 rebound, 13 rebound range, especially when he's playing that many minutes. I think that his numbers are kind of deflated in terms of where the line is at just because of how well Rudy Gobert was doing on the boards.
And okay, perfect. Anything else you like on these props?
Not really. These game ones just scare me.
I don't. What are these drinking comments, guy, that you're putting on?
Oh, the sunglasses.
No idea.
Oh no,
Guys, we win and we never stop winning, so we wear shades. That's the rules of the show. That's how it goes here. We're plus
really
37 units since baseball's been back. Get with the program. Start betting with us, and you'll be wearing shades all the time too. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Okay. Anything else in the NBA? Raptors, Celtics, man. Still, the Raptors still favored.
I know. It's a tough one because I think the Celtics have looked better than the Raptors. You know, it isn't like it's just been fluky that the Celtics have gone up 2-0. And now the Celtics have plus odds. It's tough to bet on either of these teams going up 3-0. It does seem like this should be a close series. At the same time, the Celtics have looked better and they have plus odds. I'm going to be tempted to take that.
Yep. Fair point. Raptors in that series are now plus 360. I'd stay away. The Bucks are plus 135. I know you've been high on the Bucks, but that loss yesterday, man.
Take the Heat minus 167
to win this series.
Yeah, that's a steal at this point because those teams are incredibly evenly matched, and it looks like the Heat are better late in games.
And I know you've been taking the value on the Nuggets plus 700 series line here with the Clips.
I took the value at plus 600 yesterday. I don't need to get back in on this, but I'm going to be tempted.
Can't fault you. Crazy that the Rockets only plus 460 underdogs to win that series against the Lakers. I'd think that would be higher.
I would too. That's not a team that looks like it's ready to beat the Lakers.
Yeah, for the big value bettors out there.
Honestly, Nuggets at plus 700 seems like the play if you want to play a series.
Yeah, totally. Are you a believer in the Canucks? Are they going to force a Game 7 here? Plus 220.
I am not, but plus 220 in a series that has looked closer than plus 220. How do you stay away, especially in the NHL playoffs, because so much of it is random? You know, I'm getting the same vibes I kind of got yesterday where it was the Heat, the Thunder, plus odds, plus 180, but it's a toss-up. This one, again, maybe not quite a toss-up. I think I'd lean toward the Knights winning, but plus 220, I'm not sure I could pass that up. Plus 1.5, minus 130? Maybe.
Yeah. I've always liked the over in the Knights Canucks series that did not hit the last game. And I always like the under for the Flyers Islanders. MLB real quick, we do not have the Rockies as they have a day off until they kick things off tomorrow against the Dodgers. Lance Lynn's on the mound. He's been kind of fun to bet on. Plus 148 for the Rangers to beat the Astros. That series is actually tied 1-1. The Rangers did win 2 games ago, 2-1. So this is the rubber match. Lance Lynn on the line. Always kind of get good vibes from him. So, yeah, that and him over 6.5 strikeouts at plus 110 is another one I like now that the Astros don't have, people telling him what pitches are coming. They're missing a lot more bats. So with Lance Lynn playing well, I like that. I also like in the MLB, the Blue Jays over 5.5. That's against the Red Sox. That's something I've come back to time and time again. I guess this is kind of a heat check. I'm trying to, while Hank's here, try to get this youthful good luck that he's got going and try to really just rack up the units. And on that note, I'm taking the Yankees money line against the Mets. They're actually a slight underdog at minus 106. The Mets are minus 110. They have J.A. Happ on the mound. I think the Yankees are gonna win this fairly easily. So there's like 4 picks for the MLB for you as well. You got anything for me?
I don't think so. I will ride with you on that Yankees bet, though. That was the one thing I was looking at. Lance Lynn was tempting, but then you see Zach Greinke on the mound, and that's one where
Doesn't scare me.
You still no? No, okay. Well, then I'll ride with you there too.
Wow.
You seem confident. Yep. I'm in on the Rangers. I'm in on the Yankees. Let's go.
That's incredible. Well, with those 13 picks we've just given out, since we gave out 11 yesterday and went, plus 4 units, we should also mention all these lines coming straight from our good friends at DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 rated app out there. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code DNVR when you sign up to get this can't-miss offer. Pick any team during week 1, bet $1 on them, and win $100 if they win. That's $100 to win. That's $1 to win $100 when you use promo code DNVR during sign-up for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. On that subject, any hot odds boost right now? Because that was your good one yesterday. Was you had Mac to score, which thank goodness for the empty netter.
Yeah.
That was great. And then you had the Avs to win. That was parlayed at +250. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty nice.
That was a really good one. That was something I wanted to bet anyway. Jason Tatum and Fred VanVleet each to make at least 4 threes. I can't quite get there. Spot. It is. I'm not seeing anything in here that I love. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd stay away. It's
true. Well, with that, we will see if we can earn our shades again tomorrow. We'll see if Hank earns his keep on the show again tomorrow. Until then, best of luck. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again then.
Go Nuggets.